Is it the best shingler? Is it the guy who does the most roofs? Is it the guy who makes the most profit? Is it the guy who has the wealthiest organization? Is it the guy who changes the most lives? Here's the truth. What makes you the best damn roofer does not make you a blue-collar millionaire CEO that lives the American dream. What's up, guys? I've got something special for you today. The contractor full of shit list. Everybody's got their shit list, but how about the full of shit list? Here are the top 10 ways that roofers, contractors, blue collars are full of shit. Now look, this is self-deprecating humor. I can remember early on in the journey being called a stupid version of Bert and Ernie. I had this little goofy fro and I wasn't really combing my baldness right. And I'm sitting here telling them how to sell and oh, that got comments like that. So look, here we go. If you've been watching my content, maybe you wondered, am I for real? Am I full of shit? I'm certainly not perfect. Growing up in high school, a lot of goofy problems. No one picked me to be in the spot I'm in now. But inside this YouTube, I'm gonna share some of my biggest flaws. I wanted to also share, kind of an alignment with my blue collar brothers and something I've seen after working with contractors over 17 years. My own family, this is friends, and this is ways that contractors are full of shit. Starting at number 10. Whoever talks the loudest is the smartest. That's right, boys. If you're a contractor and you walk into a room, all you got to do to make a point is just raise your voice and be real certain and point your finger like this, puff up your chest. And you know what? That's what I learned, and it's hilarious. People, they come into a meeting between me and my father, and maybe you've seen Orange County choppers, but very similar. One bull, another bull, things go flying, but we all are after the pursuit of truth. And it's like, sometimes one of my friends, Cagney Rogers, he said, God, around y'all, it's whoever talks the loudest is the smartest. And that is a full of shit principle. I've had to learn how to calm that down a bit. I've seen it prevalent with lots of different contractors. As a matter of fact, when I was a kid, one time I walked up on one of the Latin roofers. And these guys are my brother. I've learned respect over the years. Over the years, I've learned to sell the jobs, not do the jobs. I've always had a partnership. And one time I was too rude to these guys. I was really disrespectful. It was a hot day, but these guys, they pulled their trailer through the yard and they made it looked like they didn't care about the property, and I was making rash judgment, and this 18-year-old kid, I ran up. One of the things you don't do is yell at Latin or Hispanic people. It does not always work the same way. This man picked up his hatchet, chased me out the yard. I know he wasn't trying to hit me. He threw the hatchet into the yard next door just to prove that I was a little snowflake gringo bitch that didn't need to be raising my voice. I was 18 years old and got taught a lesson. Sometimes whoever talks the loudest isn't the smartest. Number 9, how about contractor rich? You got your jacked up trucks. You got your mini mansions. You got your trophy wives that are all jacked up on plastic surgery. Now, crazy vacations, lots of blow, wasted money on single moms working hard for volunteer donations in the form of dollar bills. All these things that make contractor rich. 2 words, American Express. And it's really alarming to me that sometimes these depreciating assets, now look, I'll show you, my wife's got an Escalade, I overpaid $20,000 for. I really should be using that money in more Airbnbs and multifamily properties, but she wanted that Escalade, I got it for her. Now that thing's over 6,000 pounds, so it's tax deductible. But here's the thing, if you're a contractor, the idea is to hold on to 60% of your money into things like, first you gotta learn how to make the money, and you gotta learn how to secure the money, then you gotta grow the money. Now, at the end of this episode, you can click the link and we'll show you how to do those things so you're not contractor rich, you're actually building wealth. Because believe me, I've been $1 million in debt. I hadn't been able to pay sometimes as a kid for cigarettes or for my food, or maybe I needed to bum some money for a beer because I was down on my luck at the age of 22 years old. The truth is that when I was up, it was a good time. When I was down, I always found a friend. And contractors know that you're just as good as your friends. And really, thank you for enjoying this. Comment below what you think about Contractor Rich. Number 8, how about contractor math? That's right, just simple. 1 + 1 = 4 with contractors, roofers, all these knuckleheads. I don't know, maybe I've been guilty to let the tape hang a little bit. You know, I am not a liar, but sometimes I get a little excited and I might be enthusiastic. And so whenever it comes to estimating numbers on a job, you start with the moon and you might get the stars. And so I've always been taught this roofer math. Add a square here, add 15%. The truth is if you ask these guys at a conference, man, what's your name? What you do? One of the funniest dumb conversations that happen right after that is, how much did you do last year? 20 million? 10 million? 8 million? Now, I just want you to know there's a lot of ways to count that, but you can usually cut that number in half and then maybe even half again with a lot of these assholes. It's a true story. And I'm gonna tell you the story when I flubbed my numbers a little bit. Year was 2019, $58 million in sales we got, but listen, the way it was is with insurance companies holding up our money, we had contracts for the deals, we counted them on the books, we paid taxes on that dividend, but because the insurance company dragged their feet, we didn't get that money and it was a pain. And so I look at these companies that just count their numbers and I gotta keep up, and then one of these companies in my market fluffed up their numbers to retarded things. So 2019, 58 million. Now, here's the thing. That year we only built probably $35 million of our jobs. So what? We sold $58 million in jobs. So what do you build? What do you collect? I was with Ron Joyce from ABC Supply. He said, don't count a job till you collect the fucking check. Like it's not a job. It's not a project. It's a lead. And so roofer math, for many of you, might say, okay, Lee, $100 million. How's the math work now? Well, I've learned over 7 years that I'm held to a higher standard. And the bigger you get, you can't bullshit as much as you used to when you're a small guy. I started thinking about my actual numbers. You wanna know my real numbers? Everybody wants, let me see your books, Lee. Well, during the year of 2021, last year, we did $75 million in roofs. And we also had solar projects, general contracting projects. Our total revenue for the year was $75 million. That was total earned income. We used progressive billing. So when we collect the check, that doesn't even count as a total sale. We don't actually count the total sale until we build the job. So 75 million is really 75 million. And this year, we are on track to do close to $30 million in solar and another $70, $80 million in roofing. If there's a hurricane, who knows? We're halfway through the year, we'll see. Okay, and the number 7 is a contractor that doesn't cuss. Listen, if you got a guy that's a blue collar, a roofer, he walks into your home, he doesn't cuss, do you trust him? Now here's the thing, I obviously got children and want to make sure that I speak right around the people in the public and never insult the ladies. But these contractors that may lead with the I'm with Jesus and this is roofs for Jesus and this is, I try to be a servant leader. My purpose is to build men's character, confidence, and freedom. I teach a man to fish, he lives a free man. That's what I'm all about. I find every bit of my strength from my higher power, which I happen to know is Jesus. But that doesn't mean that I put RCA for Jesus on the marketing. Let's see, the last one that I know of was a guy in Florida. These guys, they couldn't pay their bills, they couldn't stay in business, they were ripping customers off. And it's just what I've seen over the years is the guys that want to tout their maybe religion or I'm holier than thou, and in the form of some sort of superiority because they don't cuss or because they're more of a Christian than you. Those are the guys that seem to be the most full of shit. The number 6 way contractors are full of shit is there's so many safety meetings, but nobody's that safe. What's going on in the safety meeting? Where's the harness? Where's the equipment? What's going on? Here at my company, not gonna lie, we've got a real zero tolerance policy. We have a core value of excellence, but people are always discussing safety. They run outside, don't understand exactly what's going on, but one of these days, we've got a new segment for y'all, and we're gonna do a little bit deeper research into what goes on in these safety meetings, because every time these revelations come, big things in marketing and change, creativity. Things go on, and so I just feel like I got to share that with the world. So we're going to be bringing what really goes on in the safety meetings to the YouTube and Instagram. So be looking for our new segment, Safety Meetings with Lee, and we are going to be stepping up our safety. Even though that number 6 ways that contractors are full of shit is there's too many safety meetings and you're not that safe. All right, number 5 way that contractors are full of shit. Here we go, we're having fun with this. Family business. You're a 2nd generation contractor. I'm a 3rd generation contractor. I worked with my dad, with my uncle. I mean, we had my daughter selling roofs. Sold her first roof at the age of 6. Now, how many of us want to build a business, pass it on to our kids? It sounds like a great thing. And the truth of it is it is a great thing. I'm so grateful for my dad to teach me this trade. I'm so grateful that he was a mentor, that I was able to find character, confidence, and freedom. And I was a guy that almost got locked up for 6 months in jail. I was down to 0, failed out of college, and no one really expected me whenever I was working at a car wash scrubbing details at 20 years old to be some sort of blue collar millionaire. But family business is code for something called cheap labor. My dad let me fall on my face and hit rock bottom because he knew I was a little uncoachable. And so, yeah, I got a .66 GPA at Texas Tech, but he knew he had a hustler on his hands. And he let me get a little humbled. And after, of course, I had to pledge to go to AA meetings, to stay off of drugs, no pot, no booze. Until the age of 21 years old, I made it completely clean and sober. I was one of these weird roofers, running around as a young man, not going to the nightclubs to drink. The idea is that family business is code for cheap labor. And I've been a partner with my dad at Sympathy Close ever since the age of, I think about 12, 14 years old. I've helped him close deals. And man, in the meantime, I've helped him build a great business that was already a good business, and we're taking it to places that nobody in the industry has ever taken it, and I would never be there without my uncle, my dad. But at times it's felt like, man, this is torture. What you're doing, other people in the market are being compensated more for. And some people say, was it worth it? Is that crossing the line of family and business worth it? Because is there a conflict? Yes. Is it hard? Is sometimes there's a devil and an angel that comes with this championship moment? But it's like boxing. I'm in love with the hurt business. That's right. It hurts winning. If you want to be a champ, it's not for everybody. And I'm one of those guys that just ruthlessly kind of enjoys taking the shots along the way. And so my dad and I, we've just been beating on each other for improvement. And luckily for me, he's really, really obviously never given up on me. He always tunes me up. He's always got to find a little chink in my armor. So if you want to know one of the ways that contractors are full of shit, I think that family business is code for cheap labor, because I took my business to be maybe doing 30 million over a 5-year period to being worth 30 to 50 million, and hopefully in the next couple of years worth 400, 500 million, and in the next couple of years maybe $1 billion, and be a true unicorn company that makes all kinds of lasting change on millions of lives. But, I sold my roofs, recruited my salespeople, went across the country and paid for it in blood, sweat, and tears in the hardcore door-to-door realm of Skydiamonds. And that, my friends, is what we call cheap labor. Number 4, the work truck outlay is a dead giveaway, guys. One of the ways that contractors are full of shit is when they're driving, they say they hadn't had nothing to drink. No, that's kind of messed up, but it's a true story. It's not right. Hopefully you understand how to use the term Uber and Lyft. I do have one incident. I've always been able to talk my way out of those dumb situations, and whenever I was a kid, it was about 4 years old, 23 years old in my hometown. Come to Granbury, you come on vacation, you leave on probation. And that time around, I left the bar, they caught me, and I damn right was in the fucking work truck. 12 o'clock at night, roofing truck ladder hanging out the back. That's a goddamn dead giveaway. And of course, they pulled me out the truck. Oh, what's this, Mr. George? What's this smell here? Pull out the bag of weed. Next thing we know, handcuffs. I'm in there putting my name in the bench at the Hood County Jail. Like, oh, God, not again, because I've been a couple times. About the only jail I've been to, really. Don't like to go back there. Thank God Mom sold the place in Granbury. I love all my people from Granbury, but the work truck outlay is a dead giveaway. Now, I was 24. I did not get charged with DWI. Got charged with possession of marijuana. But that's the biggest criminal thing I've ever been caught with and charged with, and it's been, 15 years, knock on wood. Either way, I'm saying, here's the deal. We ride dirty, no, we ride clean. The work truck outlay is a dead giveaway for drunk driving. Take an Uber. The number 3 way that contractors are full of shit, all right? You think you're so tough that you would fight to the death to protect your family. You're a tough guy. Now, I know you intend to be tough, but how tough can you be when you're around smoking, drunk, and looking all? You get pissed off and worked up and overweight, what you gonna do, contractor? And I've seen what you do. You get them keyboard warrior stuff. We get in this world, whether it's a young contractor that's a millennial type that hides behind snide remarks and comments because, you know, physical, like, contact is something that our society has like demonized, demasculinized. We've got this LGBTQ fucking you, and if you don't go woke, you go broke bullshit. But I guess it's had an effect even on the fucking contractors, because it's funny, man. I tell you who don't play, Latins that box. Those motherfuckers don't play. And some of the toughest guys at my gym are short guys that will fight to the death with me sparring. And I feel bad. I have to put them down, but they keep coming hard. But it's this mentality of we're all tough. We're in this world, and do we really, you know, prepare for war? And when the whole shit hit the fan, here's the truth. I knew that I was soft. And I still am soft with my weaponry. I still am soft with a lot of areas in combat. I'm so soft when it comes to my grappling skills. I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable with the gift of violence in my hands and my knees and my feet and my knees. And I love the beautiful thing of Muay Thai. It's a beautiful thing. But truth is, you know, so many of you think you're so tough, but you're so soft. And I want to help you find what I found, which is a little bit of peace, to protect my peace, to find a little bit more confidence. I had to face this fear that, man, if there was a fight to the death and you had to protect your family in hand-to-hand combat, how would you respond? What would you do? Now, I've been in stupid bar fights. It's not the same. And the reality is being ready and willing for the fight of your life is, to me, one confidence as a man, if you don't have that, you walk around with the air of insecurity. And you don't realize how it doesn't allow you to attract what you really want in life. And so if you're feeling full of shit right now, it's because you're lying to yourself, eating bad food, not doing the workouts, fucking smoking the cigarettes, knowing you're fucking killing yourself. You know that, you know, you're stressed out because you drink too much. You know potentially you're on the path to have some sort of heart failure or some sort of lung cancer. I felt that way whenever I was smoking. You know, I was smoking cigarettes. And I'd smoked cigarettes for, I don't know, from the age of 15 until the age of, till about 3 or 4 years ago. And I'm 36, so I was 32 years old. I read a book called Atomic Habits. But that was a shift for me. Tried 75 hard, failed on that 4 times before I could figure out how not to drink for 75 days in a row. Still hadn't done that again. God damn, that was tough. People doing the 75 hard over and over again, go f yourself. But I will say, tough guys out there, you're full of shit. I want to invite you to the Blue Collar Fight Club. Literally, come down to Naples, Florida, join the crew. Got a whole team of guys in the other room. Solar sales guys, roofing sales guys that have came from boxing, from jiu-jitsu, from kickboxing. We beat the shit out of each other. And we'd love to have you down. We would love to have you down to show you the ways. We'll take it easy on you. Come on down. And that, my friends, is the number 3 way. Many of you are full of shit. You're not prepared for the fight of your life. You're not as tough as you think you are, but that's okay. I can end that, all right? Click the link below, bitch. Number 2 thing about contractors, you go to these things, these events. I saw it, this is what made me quit smoking cigarettes. Because you're not cool or rich unless you smoke if you're a contractor. Now, I hope we can raise the status for blue collars and change that for our future. My grandma died of lung cancer, and that was as my child grew up. I had one of my friends die from heart failure, and he smoked cigarettes, and The reality is it was that truth that I just didn't want to leave this earth early for something that I caused myself. And many of you think you are doing everything you can to go to the next step. And the reality is, you know, I don't want to get in anybody's way. Everybody's journey. For me, it was just looking at the truth. Once I knew it, see, as long as your mind doesn't think you're killing yourself, as long as you don't, then I don't think it's a problem. Truth is, I think it's more of a problem when you know in your mind what you're doing to yourself. Because the more powerful of the actual carcinogen is the power of the mind. And to me, I was taking a break to kill myself, and that was not okay. It was also preventing me from being my real me out there in the world. And it's crazy. It was kind of like get the smoking under control, get the drinking under control, get some of these other aspects in life, show more discipline, you have more freedom. You can actually have a little fun along the way. It's funny how a little moderation works. But discipline first, and that first discipline could be maybe putting down the smoke, and whether it's the tobacco or, you know, even me, like, the truth is like, I still like to have me a good safety meeting. We're gonna talk about that. I just also know that with everything good comes moderation, something that my dad taught me, maybe a lesson he didn't always demonstrate to me, but we are sort of full of shit in that regards. And Mark Twain once said, any interesting man is kind of a hypocrite. And so I just know that I have to be self-aware of this semi-addictive personality I have, and I have to be aware that whatever I'm doing in life, it better counteract. It better like rise above it. You can't really like take a bad habit. You got to replace it with something else. And so one of the things most people are full of shit is they don't realize they're killing themselves. Like if you're killing yourself out there, buddy, right here at this channel, you got a friend, you can always reach out, comment. Truth is I've been sort of a helper for anybody. And one of the callings that we have is raising the status for blue collars means being an example. It's one of the ways that I stay on the straight and narrow. And I just want to say thank you for supporting our journey, and hopefully we can help you be the best version of yourself and not kill yourself. All right. Number one way that contractors are full of shit. What makes you a good contractor, like a guy that puts on windows or puts on roofs, like the best damn roofer, or even Lee Haight? What makes Lee Haight good at selling roofs doesn't make Lee Haight good as a CEO, as an entrepreneur. Now, if you're watching this channel, you want to build the blue collar business, you want it to run without you having to do everything, you want to make a difference in your community, you want to be a brand, and maybe you started to build your business, or you want to build your business because you're the best damn roofer. Now, the best damn roofer isn't the best damn roofer, and neither is Lee Haight. Because the best damn roofer may be Kevin Delaney, who sold his business to Angie's Roofing for God knows how much, for maybe $100 million. I know he made more money than I did last year. And so all I can tell you is the best damn roofer, is it the best shingler? Is it the guy who does the most roofs? Is it the guy who makes the most profit? Is it the guy who has the wealthiest organization? Is it the guy who changes the most lives? Here's the truth. What makes you the best damn roofer does not make you a blue-collar millionaire CEO that lives the American dream. And, you know, for me, as I wanted to be the best roofing salesman. I just wanted to prove it to the world that I was the best. Better than L.C. Nesbeck, better than Donnie Haight, better than all the people that rose up through the ranks. And as I got good at sales, I was hiring salespeople, but I was narcissistic as a leader in sales management. Then I wanted to become the best manager, leader, sales team leader. And I thought about business a certain sort of way, but I still were stuck in my old ways. So you got to kill the old you to become the new you so many times, and so many of you are stuck. Now, maybe you could relate to a lot of the full of shit things and fun things that we talked about. You're like, man, Lee's a real guy. Well, let me tell you something, brother. It's been one of the greatest summers of my life, spent some of the best time with my family, had one of the best conferences, the best conference of all time in contracting growth, changed all kinds of lives. Solar, did $1 million in sales last week. Shout out to Daniel Diab, the Sultan of Solar, who's out here killing it. Truth is, guys, all the heartache, there's been so many even tough stuff here recently. One of my best friends moving on, some of the different things that happen, ask you, is it all worth it? Is all the risk, the reward sometimes worth it. And here's the thing, when you have people, whenever you make an impact and you look at the total results and you have quality of life and the net worth and organizational value grows and you're able to do things and continue to innovate and change, and most importantly, change lives like we are through this, that to me is what purpose is about. And if you want to have impact in your community, become a blue collar millionaire, build a $20 million plus business like Ricky Southers, who went from $2 million to $20 million plus. Look, these 10 different things that I'm even full of shit on, all right? They didn't stop me from becoming a blue collar millionaire, building a $100 million company. They don't have to stop you. And if you're watching this and you want to know exactly what I do to help people, look, I'm going to provide in the comments a link. It's a quick training. It's a brand new training on how you can hire me to sell for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Go to tothemooncontractor.com. It's a brand new training that came out literally today. Click the link below, and we look forward to seeing you. That's the top 10 ways contractors are full of shit. If you want to become a blue collar millionaire, you're going to have to learn. The skills that got you out of Egypt ain't getting you to the promised land. The best damn roofers got to learn how to sell more, scale more, build a sales team, take some of his social media marketing prowess, turn it into an enterprise, maybe sell through his virtual, grow his brand, make more income without as much trading time, and he's doing that. Who saw this video out there putting the ladies to work, using content? It was a viral live stream, and that's why I love he came to the Blue Collar American Dream Conference, said, Lee, let's raise the status of blue collars. Let's lift each other's up. He broke a beer bottle over my head. We fought in a cage. And you know what? We're having fun addressing the tough issues, talking about the shit that's underneath the surface. And if any of this stuff is stuff that you feel like is holding you back, it hadn't held me back. And comment below what you think about this episode. Hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much. Happy 4th of July, motherfuckers.